This has been back with another video. In this particular live, I just want to discuss my thoughts on or the post game for Colorado versus Arizona on yesterday, and just want to post my thoughts on here. And just first of all, want to congratulate Colorado. Way to go, Buffs! Want to congratulate Colorado for a job well done. I said in my previous videos that I was going to predict a score. It wasn't exactly, it was close. Well, actually, you know what? I predicted the score of Colorado 34, Arizona 24. That was my prediction. And actually, I got the Colorado part correct, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but I did not get the Arizona part correct. So, well, I think, well, maybe I didn't get the color. I think it was 35-7. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think I missed it by 1 point. I mentioned, no, it's 34-7. So, yeah, I did get it right. Yeah. So, I mentioned 34 to 24, Colorado was going to win. I did get Colorado's score correct. They did score 34 points, but Arizona only scored 7 points. So I was actually giving Arizona a benefit of a doubt. I thought they would be. I thought they would score more, but it just shows that the defense uh, they came to play. The defense came to play, and so that was one of the things that I said was going to make a difference in this game. Is that I mentioned a few things. I said that the defense is going to have to be ready to go from the jump. And I said that the offensive line is going to have to, be ready to go as well, be physical, be stout on the line, be tough. And then the other thing is I mentioned that um, they would need to run the ball. I mentioned that they would need to run the ball. Um, they did that. They did those things, and one of the things that I'm starting to see with this Colorado team is they have the capability to do really, really well in this conference. Um, but one of the things that I noticed with this team is that they, when they run the ball, when they give these guys touches and give these guys opportunities, they actually have been winning games. I've noticed when I go back, the games that they lost against Nebraska, I think they only ran for like 16 yards. The game against K State, I think they ran even less than that. And so this team, we already know that they can pass the ball. They got formidable receivers. They got LeJontay Wester. They got Travis Hunter. They got Will Shepard. They got, um, um, I think, Draylon Miller. They got weapons for Shador Sanders to throw to. So everybody in the nation knows that, but it's the running that can be kind of erratic. And I really believe that if they just can stay consistent with running the ball, if they can stay consistent running the ball, I believe no doubt they could have a chance to be playing for the Big 12 championship, and they could win the Big 12 championship their first year in the conference. Right now, they are 5-2 overall, and they are 3-1 in the conference. I believe right now that makes them number 6 in the conference. I think that's pretty good for the first year. I think Coach Prime and the staff is doing a great job. Is there still room for improvement? Absolutely. Even in this past game against Arizona, one is that Shador threw for 2 picks. That's not normally what he does. And then they gave up a fumble, but uh, they did cause a fumble as well. So both teams gave up fumbles, and both teams gave up interceptions. It's just that Shador had two, and Fifita had one interception. Um, so let's go over just a few stats real quick. I wrote down some stats I just want to go over. I appreciate everyone joining the chat. Hope everyone is doing good. Um, Please hit that like button and everything. If this is your first time kind of checking me out. I appreciate everyone. Um, Mason Jones, Jacqueline Rutledge, uh, Popperstein, hello, uh, Beesball, Pepperstein. What's going on, Pepperstein? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. You said Shallow Sanders will win the game next weekend. Shallow, he'll be getting back in there. He actually had a better game this time. Uh, he had a better game, so he's getting back to himself. Uh, yeah, he's getting back to himself. What's this stream about? Oh, you don't see the title? Oh, this stream is about Colorado football, Buffalo's the post game. My thoughts of their win against Arizona on yesterday. Um, so hopefully you like college football. You can kind of follow along with me. so I'm gonna just share just a few stats. I like sharing some numbers. Oh, you can't see the title? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Actually, this is gonna be. Um, I scheduled it for 6 o'clock, but I'm going to hit doing the live right now, so maybe that might have something to do with it. But so for Colorado, well, the final score, if you guys did not see the game, um, Colorado 34 and Arizona 7. Um, so for total yards, Colorado had 398 and Arizona had 245. Passing yards, Colorado had 250 and Arizona only had 138. Rushing was 148 and Arizona had 107. So again, I think that the rushing, when Colorado rushes the ball pretty well, that's pretty good. 148 versus last week they only had like, I don't know, maybe 16 yards or something like that. Um, they usually don't they usually don't win the game. It's been kind of a I've been watching these guys, and that's been the common denominator when they do run well. They end up getting the dub. So they just got to keep doing that. So the first downs, Colorado had 21 first downs to Arizona 16. Penalties, Colorado not bad. They had only 6 penalties for 70 yards, and Arizona had 9 penalties for 91. Fumbles lost. We did lose a fumble, but they lost 2 fumbles. They fumbled the ball twice. As I mentioned before, Shador had 2 interceptions, which is very rare that he has 2 interceptions or one in a game. But he did have 2 interceptions, even though he still played well. But the Fifita also had an interception. So the time of possession was really close between the two teams. Colorado was 30 minutes, 34, and Arizona was 29, 26. But I think the difference is that fact that um, Arizona did have 2 fumbles and an interception, and we were able to get up on points early in the game, and usually when I've noticed when Colorado gets up on the points and they start faster than like in some games, they get behind right off the top. They didn't do that this time. They jumped on it. The offense looked good. They was running the ball. They was able to get in the end zone quickly and get up on points fairly quickly. I think it was 28-7 at halftime. And so and then kudos to the defense. Again, Arizona scored in the first half and they didn't score again. They didn't score any in the second half. So that just tells you something about the defense and how they're playing. They're tackling. They tackled a lot better in this game. They just didn't tackle good against Kansas State. They really didn't. Um, and so I just think that I said this before. I don't think Arizona is as good as they were last year. That's just my opinion, but I don't think that they are as good as they were last year. And I think we're better than we were last year. So I felt confident that they could bounce back from the K State loss, and I felt like they could beat Arizona, and that's what they did. They came to town. I wasn't worried about them being on the road. They've been on the road. They won on the road, and you know, these mosquitoes out here. But they're better. I just think they're a better team than Arizona, and even before they played against each other. So so the defense did their thing. Make sure I got this right. I want this to pop out here. Yeah. So the defense did their thing. Uh, yeah. You agree, Bez? Beezy Ball. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, Pepperstein, Arizona got crushed. Yes, they did. They got crushed. And what I love about this defense, man, I mean, not just this game, but in past games, they've been phenomenal in the second half. Even the game that they lost to Nebraska, Nebraska scored all their points. It was kind of like, this game, Nebraska scored all their points in the first half, and they didn't score the whole second half. Arizona was able to shut them out. Sorry, Colorado, Arizona. Colorado was able to shut them out in the second half, and so this defense is much better than last year. I don't care what anybody say. The defense is much better. They have a good defensive coordinator. Rod Livingston is doing a great job, um, and they're just better. You know. Now, um, I think that they still have things to work on. You know, they're not all the way there yet, but I do think they have a really great chance to make some noise in this Big 12 conference. I really do. I think they got Cincinnati next weekend. They should be able to beat Cincinnati. I think the games that's going to be interesting, the games that are going to be interesting, I believe, is going to be BYU, Iowa State, probably Texas Tech may be an interesting game. Um, those games, um, they're going to be interesting. Um, but I think Colorado can beat them. I really do. I believe they can beat BYU. I believe they can beat any of the rest of the teams in the Big 12 if they play to their ability. And like I said before, what I'm noticing in this Big 12 is that you're going up against teams they like to run the ball, and so we got to be able to run the ball and put the defense, keep the defense guessing. You can't just put it out all on Shador to just step back and pass the ball all day, all game long. Um, Now the defense, I mean the offensive line did do a better job protecting Shador. I did say that was gonna be a key thing to Colorado's winning. Chicago, um, that's a good question. That's a good question. How far I think Chicago? I assume you're talking about the Bears. Um, man, that's a good question, man. You know, um, they're looking pretty good. They're definitely looking pretty good. Um, are you a Chicago fan? Yeah, they're looking now. Now I'm a big Washington Commanders. Um, I really like Jaden Daniels. I think he has a bright future with Washington. I'm from the Carolinas, so I do support Carolina Panthers as well. So I do want them to do well. I want Carolina Panthers to do well, but okay. So you commanded. Okay, well, so yeah, yeah. I always when it was the Redskins, I still say Redskins sometimes, man. I don't even know why they changed the name to be honest, but um, yeah, I've always been a big Washington fan. Um, yeah, but and I actually used to be a big Pittsburgh fan back in the day. Uh, but yeah, but I always would be a Washington fan. Definitely not a Dallas fan. I hope I'm not offending anybody, but I'm not a Dallas fan. so, but yeah, but Colorado, man, I really, nah, they're not, man. They're not doing that great. See, the Seahawks. Um, I like when Russell Wilson was there. He did get what at least one Super Bowl, if I can remember correctly. Um, so I don't know what's going on with Pittsburgh with him, and you know, um, other guy just his name slipping my mind, the other quarterback. But I think Russell Wilson was better when he was with the Seahawks during that time when they did win, and during those years, I think he looked a lot better than he's looking right now in the league. But yeah, so I think that Colorado has a good chance in this conference. I think they have a real good chance to do well and everything. And so, but yeah, but I just wanted to come on for just a little bit and give my thoughts. Um, I definitely I'm definitely an NFL fan as well for football, and but I've been following Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes since he became the coach there. I was actually following him when he was at Jackson State. Um, I'm the funny thing is that I kind of call myself more of a NFL football than college football, but I'm actually starting to pay attention more to college football because of Coach Prime in Colorado and want them to do well actually and everything. I really like Coach Prime. I like what he represents um, as a man, as a Christian man, as a man of faith. I'm a man of faith as well, and so I don't want to see anything but the best for him and for his team, for the program there at Boulder. Um, you know, I definitely want him to be very successful, and I think the potential is as long as they can continue to get quality guys and they can buy in and have good quality staff. Um, Colorado. I mean, Colorado's already kind of getting back in. And the fan base is elated on how Colorado is doing right now. Especially a couple of years ago, man, Colorado was horrible. Winning one game, you know, that's man, that's got to be tough, man, to go a whole season you only win one game. Um, so he's made a difference. I know some people don't like him for whatever reason, but he's made a difference since he's been there. Uh, so I don't want nothing but the best for him and everything. Um, but Colorado, they won this game. They looked good. They ran the ball well. The offensive line did what they needed to do to protect Shador. He didn't get sacked all over the place and get knocked down all over the place like in past games. They just need to be consistent with it. They just need to be consistent with it. They need to be consistent with running the ball. They need to be. We already know he can pass. Um, and I think that loss. Sometimes when you lose, it could one or two things is gonna happen. Especially if you lose a game you should have won. Those are the worst losses. If you just got your butt kicked, you just got your butt kicked. But if you could have won the game, that's a bad taste in your mouth. And I knew that these guys, it didn't really matter who they was getting ready to play. This on yesterday, whoever they was getting ready to play, that and one thing they wanted to make sure is to come away with the win, so they can get that bad taste out of their mouth, you know. And when Coach Prime said this past week was going to be about accountability, that's what you need. Sometimes a loss will get you to say, you know what, we need to be accountable. The coaches, the coaching staff, Coach Prime, all the players, everybody just need to be accountable and say, look, we're not going to settle for mediocrity. We're not going to settle that we didn't do this right, we didn't do that right. We're not going to settle that we had the wrong defense and we didn't execute properly. And Kansas State got that touchdown, which they should not have been able to get. That's on the defense. We got to be held accountable for that. We got to be responsible, and that's what Coach Prime instills. That type of culture is accountability, responsibility. You know, um, getting on one another. Those are the good teams. Is student team led teams. You know, where the coach doesn't have to always say something. Um, the players are getting on one another and they're saying things and stuff when people are not doing what they're supposed to do. And I think if this team continues to hold each other accountable and be, say, hey man, you didn't do that right, you need to be better, things like that. The defense continue to keep playing like they're playing, be consistent on the line, be consistent, protecting Shador. Um, Man, running the ball, um, not just being just pass, even though we know we got a formidable quarterback, Shador Sanders. Nothing against Shador. He's a phenomenal quarterback. I think he has a bright future in the NFL. Not saying that because he's Coach Brown's son. He obviously, I mean, you look at him play, and the guy can play. he can play, and he will be playing um, on Sundays, or Thursdays, or Monday nights, or whatever. But you know what I mean. So, but anyway, I appreciate everyone coming on. I wasn't going to be on here too long. I do appreciate everybody coming on. Pepperstein, Beesball, and the others that came on earlier. Um, I appreciate the lights. Keep the lights up. Keep the lights up. Keep the lights up. Keep the lights up. But anyway, um, but yeah. So Colorado has, I think, Cincinnati Nets, I will be doing another live. I will be doing shorts. So be looking out for the shorts and some lives and probably some regular long form videos or something like that possibly this week coming up as I get ready to they get ready to turn the page and get ready for the next game. I feel like something flew in my eyes here. My eye here, really. But anyway, but I hope everyone is good. And I want to thank you again for coming on. And let's go Buffs. Let's go Commanders. And Pepperstone, we're gonna see what Chicago ends up at the end of the season. We're gonna see. Caleb is he's doing well, as a rookie, and I wish him all the best. But he's doing well, looking good, and everything. And but anyway, I'm out on Going Sports Talk. Um, Blessings, everyone. Have a great one. Oh, what did you say, Pepperstein? Yeah, they probably make it pretty far for Chicago. Okay. See ya. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Be blessed.